Fashion Academy for male and female. Plenty style for different garments. Anywhere you there, no be wahala.
Good day everyone, you're welcome to See Fashion Academy. Today we'll be working on how to cut a senator top. But before we do that, please I want you to go to the subscribe button. Just click on the subscribe button so that you'll be receiving our future notifications. Thank you very much. Okay, so in order to cut a senator top, first thing we do is what? You fold your fabric. Okay, but this is our measurement. The measurements required are shoulder, which is 17 inches, chest, which is 38 inches, and top length, which is what? 27 inches. Okay, so next thing we are going to do is what? Fold our fabric. For you to fold your fabric, please fold according to the chest measurement divided by 4 and also the length. That means chest measurement divided by 4, which is 38 inches, divided by 4 is going to give us what? 9.5 inches. So that means since we have our fabric like this, all you need to do is what? Measure 9.5 inches. Look at it here. Measure it here. Please, next thing you need to do is also what? Add your what? 4 inches extra allowance. Okay. Please just do the same thing at the down part here. 9.5 inches. Add your 4 inches extra allowance. Then after doing that, you fold your fabric. Also note, as we are folding your fabric, it's not only the width that we fold the fabric with, we also fold with the length of the top. Okay, which the length of the top is, look at it here, the length of the top is 27 inches. Okay, so we are going to also mark out 27 inches and add extra 1 inch hemming allowance. You can either use 1 inch, you can use 2 inches hemming allowance. Okay, now look at it here. 27 inches, are you seeing it? Then extra 1 inch hemming allowance. But please, there is this method I'll be using. It is in fact, it is a very simple method I'll be using to cut this senator. It's not the regular method of cutting it, but this one is very simple. It is called what? Together method. What I mean by together method is that I'm going to cut both the front and the back together, coupled together. Okay, now let's start. Likewise I said you first of all fold the front part according to the what? Width, which is what? 38 inches divided by 4, which is what? 9.5. You measure out 9.5, you add extra 4 inches allowance and fold. Also considering the what? Length of the senator top, which the length is what? 27. You add your what? 1 inch allowance, making it what? 28. So now you finish cutting out for the front part of the senator top. Next thing you need to do is to do what? Cut out for the back part. Now, this is the fabric for the back part. Now, the front part and the back part is exactly the same, but the only difference both of them are having is that the back part is 3 inches longer than the front part. Are you seeing it? The back part is what? 3 inches longer than the front part. Okay, now look at it here. The back part, which is what? 3 inches longer than the front part. Okay, now we finish cutting the front part and the back part. Next thing we need to do is what? Slant our shoulder. Now for you to slant your shoulder, please place it like this. After you finish placing it like this, now we have our shoulder is what? 17 inches. 17 divided by 2 is what? 8.5. Now you now mark out the 8.5 from here down to this very point. Now when you mark out the 8.5, you slant the shoulder by stepping down with what? 2 inches. If it is for male, you step down with 2 inches to 3 inches. If it is for female, you step down by what? 1 inch to 2 inches. It just depends. I just gave you the range. Okay, now I'm stepping down with what? 2.5 inches because this is for a male. Okay, now after you finish marking, next thing you do is what? Take your rule from this point, mark it down. Next thing you do is what? Use your scissors and then cut. While cutting, please make sure you cut both of them as you are seeing it now. I'm having both the front and the back. Place them together and cut. This is how you slant for the shoulder. Okay, so after cutting, please remember the back part is what? 3 inches longer than the front. So next thing you need to do after slanting for the shoulder is what? take the front part down so that the 3 inches allowance will not appear at the upper part. Okay, now I've taken it down. Now you can see the 3 inches here. Next thing you need to do is what? Fold the back part so that it will be touching the front part. This is how we do it. Okay, this is it. So after this step, next thing we are going to do is what? Construct the armhole. So in order for us to construct the armhole, we need to measure out the shoulder. The shoulder, which is what? 17 inches divided by 2 is what? 8.5. Mark out the 8.5 and add extra half inch seam allowance to it, making it what? 9. Mark it out like this. Mark it out. Now with your rule, draw the line down. Okay. Now finish drawing the line down. Now the armhole length, like in my previous videos, in my previous classes, I taught us how to get the what? Armhole length or the shoulder point. The method I'll be using is my usual method, which is whatever you have as the shoulder, which is my shoulder here is what? 8.5 inches plus half inch, meaning giving us what? 9 inches. So next thing you need to do is what? Take the same 9 inches down. This is my own method, the method that I use. Take it down and draw with your rule, draw a line. Okay, now you finish drawing a line. Next thing you need to do is what? Get the armhole curve. For you to get the armhole curve, I usually use this my armhole guide, which is what? Slantwise, mark out what? 1 inch. When you mark out 1 inch, next thing you need to do is what? Connect like this with a curve. Please, you can either use a French curve or do it with free hand. Okay. So please, there's something I want to apply at this armhole point now. It is called what? Armhole effect. What is the function of the armhole effect? Armhole effect helps the armhole region. In fact, it reduces the puffy nature of the armhole region. You know, sometimes you wear a cloth, you notice that your armhole part is so rumpled, is so twisted, and is so puffy. So this armhole effect helps us reduce it so that that place will relax very, very well. So for us to achieve it, all you need to do is, since we have from here to here is 9 inches, mark the half of 9 inches, which is what? 4.5. So at this very point, step back by half inch. Step that by what? Half inch. Now when you stepped back, next thing you need to do is what? Connect. Connect from this very point down to this very point, then back to this point. Please note, this armhole effect is only applied at the where? Front, not at the back. Please, the front part, not at the back part. Okay. Now we are done with the armhole. Next thing we need to do is what? Impute the chest measurement. The chest measurement is 38 inches. So 38 divided by 4 is what? 8.5 inches. So on the armhole level, armhole line, measure out 8.5 inches. Now look at the 8.5. Please, you are going to add your extra 2 inches allowance, body allowance. Please make sure you add your what? Extra 2 inches body allowance. Look at it here. Okay. Please, this same thing you did here, just come at the down part and also do the same thing. Please. 9 inches and 2 inches. Okay. Take your rule and join for now. Okay. Now that I've joined it, there is something I'm going to apply here. I'm going to give this senator a fitting. As in, you know, as in I'm going to make it to have a fitting. It can't just be straight like this. So next thing I need to do is what? So next thing to do is what? Mark out the slit point. We all know that every senator top usually have this side slit on it. So to mark out the slit point, all we need to do is what? From here, from the armhole level here, measure out either 12, 13, 14, 15 inches. this whether 12, 13 is dependent on the what, the height of the individual, but in this case I'm going to use what, 12 inches. So immediately you get your 12 inches, asterisk it like this and do what, mark it down straight. Can you see it? You just mark it down what, straight. Okay, so next thing we need to do is what, give the top a shape. It can't just be straight like this. So in order to give it a shape, all we need to do is what, from here to here, which is the 12 inches, divide it by 2 to get the half of 12 inches, which is what, 6 inches. So on this 6 inches, please step back with what, ½ inch. The same thing we did on the armhole to give the armhole effect. So now we've gotten the ½ inch. Next thing you need to do is what, from here connect with a curve to this very point. Now as you can see, the top has now gotten its own fine fitting. Do you understand? It doesn't need to be straight. Okay, so after this part, next thing we need to do is what, mark out for the neck. So in order to mark out for the neck, like I said in my previous videos, for you to get a neck, we need a neck block. So to get the neck block, we need the what, width of the neck and the what, depth of the neck. So the width of the neck, mostly for senators, what I normally use is from what, 2.5 to what, 3 inches. So in this case, I'm going to use what, 2.5 inches. So from here, mark out 2.5 inches. Look at it. Okay. When you mark it out with your rule, please draw down a line with your rule. 2.5. Okay, so the depth that I'll be using here is, please, depending on the circumference of the neck, the depth I'll be using here now is what, 4.5 inches. Okay, so on this 4.5 inches, also with your rule, mark it out like this. Now I've finished marking out the neck block. Next thing I need to do is what, curve the neck. To curve the neck, remember I normally use this guide, which is what, 1 inch slant guide. From here, mark out 1 inch slantwise, mark it out. So next thing you need to do is what, with a curve or with freehand, just curve. Just curve. Okay, now you finish curving this down part. Please, the same thing applies to here. From here to here is what, ½ inch or ¼ inch. Look at what I mean by ½ inch or ¼ inch. From here to here is what, ½ inch. So mark ½ inch out. The same way we marked 1 inch slantwise here. Mark ½ inch out and do your curving like this. As you can see, I've gotten a very perfect neck here. So now you finish marking out the neck part. All you need to do now is what, just cut and your senator top is ready. Okay, now let's do the cutting. So for you to cut, place your material very well and start your cutting. Now as you are cutting this very part, cut according to the shape of the top. As you can see, why I call this together method is because I'm cutting both the front and the back together. Very easy. Now, why cutting for the armhole? Now, since you are cutting both of them together, please make sure that you don't cut out the armhole effect. First of all, cut for the back like this. Like I said, the armhole effect is applied on the front, not at the back. Okay, so after you finish cutting for the back, next thing you need to do is what? Apply the armhole effect in front. Now this is it. As you can see, the front part entered more than the back part. This is the armhole effect. Okay, now after that, next thing you need to do is what? Cut out for the neck. Look at it here. Are you seeing the back part of the neck? So next thing you need to do is just take your marker, draw it down like this, and then cut out. Okay, so here comes our senator top, just complete. So please, if you have any question, kindly comment on the comment section below. Please don't fail to subscribe. Thank you very much.